Seth Rollins and CM Punk take us down memory lane on Monday Night Raw. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out in more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, we saw two separate segments between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, building up towards their feud, and the inevitable big-time match is going to take place between the two. Now, the timing of this feud is kind of peculiar, in my opinion. There was a couple of different directions that they could have went with CM Punk. They could have had him go against Gunther and pursue the World Heavyweight Championship, or they could have fast-tracked a feud between him and Roman Reigns. But the reason why I think this feud is taking place now is because with Bronson Reed getting hurt, it really left Seth Rollins without a dance partner. And I don't know how they're going to take this feud and kind of stretch it as long as possible to WrestleMania, because that was supposed to be the night one WrestleMania main event that we got last year before CM Punk got hurt. So this match might take place a little bit earlier than we initially expected it. Now, tonight we saw a sit down between Jackie Redmond and CM Punk. We see her ask CM Punk about the favor that is going on between him and Paul Heyman. And CM Punk doesn't answer. He says it's a bit personal between him and Paul Heyman because they go way back. Then she shifts the interview towards him and his relationship with Seth Rollins. CM Punk acknowledges that Seth Rollins hates him, but he doesn't really know where all this hatred is coming from, and saying that it's a one-sided hatred. He brings up the fact that when Seth Rollins was 16, he asked CM Punk could he train him to be a professional wrestler for free, which, just thinking about that, the balls on Seth Rollins to even ask something like that at 16 should be commended. But he talks about how the entitlement that Seth Rollins had back then is carried into adulthood, and he brings up the fact that Seth Rollins has done a great job while he was gone, but now that he is back, he is the starter, and Seth Rollins, who is the backup, needs to take his rightful place back on the bench. Now, we see Seth Rollins cut a in-ring promo, and he brings up the fact that he wanted to be like CM Punk, until he realized that CM Punk is a fraud. And he talks about how when CM Punk quit, and this has been mentioned multiple different times, that when CM Punk quit, he went ghost on everybody. If you remember the infamous the infamous interview that took place over Thanksgiving weekend with Colt Cabana over a decade ago, you talk about how CM Punk really just kind of cut off everybody who was in the WWE. I know Corey Graves mentioned this as well multiple different times, that when CM Punk was gone from professional wrestling, he tried to reach out to CM Punk multiple different times and he got nothing back. And they were really close prior to him leaving the WWE. So this is something that we have heard before. And Seth Rollins has talked about how he has done everything that CM Punk has done in the WWE and done it twice. And he's done the one thing that CM Punk has coveted more in his career than anything, and that is to main event WrestleMania, which is a fact. And I'm excited for this match, which I know a lot of people are excited about this match, but I like the fact that they have brought in real life elements into this feud. That is something that is out in the open, and it's something that you would really see from people on Twitter. If you remember in that interview that I mentioned a minute ago with Colt Cabana, you remember CM Punk basically taking credit for the invention of the Shield. And CM Punk, in his sit down with Jackie Redmond, he talked about how Seth Rollins wants to be a top 10 performer of all time, but he was on the top 10 list of guys who are about to get fired, but he shielded them, basically kind of like a big brother and a wink wink to the Shield. And the layers that they're adding to this feud, on the surface, before this happened, before the injury happened, I thought the feud was pretty straightforward. I'm Seth Rollins. I don't like you. And they've had real life heat. If you remember to all the rumors that were circulating about CM Punk returning to the WWE, you saw Seth Rollins in an interview talk about how he doesn't want CM Punk and CM Punk is a cancer. So you know that at least to some extent there is real life heat between the two guys. Now they are professional enough to where they can get through it, and that is how you're supposed to make money. I know that CM Punk is still bitter. Just anytime he's ever talked about it, he's still bitter that in AEW they were never able to put their issues aside with the Elite and have that CMFTR versus the Elite match. That would have been big time. That's one of the biggest what ifs in wrestling that I'm kicking myself that we never got to see. But hey, it's out of my control, right? But let me know, what did you guys think about what we saw on Monday Night Raw tonight? Did you enjoy the segments between CM Punk and Seth Rollins? Which segment did you like the most? Are you Team Punk? Are you Team Rollins? Let me know. Sound off in the comment section. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.